Hello, this is Mosquito Squisher 7, and today I have a couple of retools based on my Transformers animated builds. And first we have Siren here. Here he is in his alternate mode. You can get a good look at that from the different angles. Now, unfortunately, there is kind of an awkward blue patch in the middle of the roof due to how the Bumblebee model worked. And speaking of Bumblebee, here we have my Transformers animated Bumblebee in for comparison, so you can see how they look next to each other in alternate mode. I'm not going to show you the full transformation since it's just the same as Bumblebee, but I will tell you that the head in there, you have to angle it back slightly in order to get it to fit into the cavity properly. So here's Siren in his bot mode. You can see him here from different angles and stuff. As stated before, he's just a retool of my animated Bumblebee, so it's going to look very similar aside from the colors. Up close here you can get a better look at the head. I designed a new head for this guy compared to my Bumblebee. And here you can see Siren next to my animated Bumblebee for comparison. And so next I have another character from the Return of Blurr, a Hosehead based on my Sentinel Prime design. And as you can see here, if you remember my Sentinel design well enough, the back part of the truck is retooled. And it's not just the head. You can get a good look around at the different angles there. There's a couple little ports there for his hoses, and luckily enough, they kind of look like exhaust ports in this mode. So that was kind of a nice happy accident. I'm gonna bring in my Sentinel here so you can have a comparison here in their alt modes. And turn them around and you can see how they look next to each other from the back. And you can see there is a difference here. Whereas my Sentinel had some more complex mechanisms in the rear of the truck to make the shins longer and narrower, Hosehead has shorter and wider shins, so the transformation on them is much simpler and more Tory accurate than my Sentinel. Furthermore, when you're almost done with the bot mode, these little ports for the hoses should be rotated back on stud friction here. So now you can get a good look at the bot mode for Hosehead here. You can get a look at the new shins and new head compared to my Sentinel. And yeah, thanks to the new shins, my Hosehead is shorter than my Sentinel, only about 17 studs tall. And here's my Sentinel next to Hosehead, so you can get a good comparison here. This guy stood up properly. And so yeah, you can see here my Sentinel's about a head taller. You can see the longer shins here on Sentinel compared to Hosehead. Get this guy out of the way here. And now you can get a closer look here at Hosehead. Look at the sides, look at the retooled head. And now to show you how the hoses, his accessories, attach. Got the little ports there on his shoulders, stick them into the Technic pins, and then there's a bar on the other end that will clip into his hands. And so this is what Hosehead looks like with his eponymous hoses. And so this has been Mosquito Squisher 7 with a couple retools from Return of Blurr.